Happy day, children there. So once again, welcome back, okay, to your online teaching. Okay, and today the topic, when you see the picture itself on a screen, you'll know what's the topic I've taken today. And I thought this is an apt one because right now you're all enjoying with your family because of this lockdown. I'll be knowing more about your family members there. So I think I've chosen the right topic at the right time there. Okay. Now coming to the chapter family. Okay, let us read these wordings. Happy family is but an earlier heaven. And do you think staying with the family is really like heaven there? Okay, definitely. But just knowing this is not enough. We should know more about this, what a family is there. So we'll go detailing into this family chapter now. Okay, now let us come to the next slide there here. In family, you're going to study in this particular chapter the contents of the chapter. So what is the first you're going to study? You're going to study about the meaning of family, the characteristics of family, then types of family, okay, and characteristics of joint family. So the contents are very interesting, isn't it, children there? Okay, let us come back to the first unit. That's the meaning of a family. Okay. It's a basic institution of the society. Everyone knows it. Okay, so whatever the entire members or whoever it is, their basic instincts, everything comes from a family. Okay, so man has formed many social institutions to fulfill his basic needs, and among this institution, family is the most important one, and we call family as a basic unit of the society. So we take the entire world, it's made up of nations. The nations are made up of your states. The state is made up of your district, your village, and all those things. And finally, the village is made up of your families. So ultimately, the entire world to the down there, you come across your family as a basic unit of your society here. Now, by understand the meaning and characteristics of the family, we can comprehend the meaning of it. So let's come to the point. The word family is derived from the Latin word famulus, which means to serve. Repeating once again, derived from the Latin word famulus, which means to serve. And the main base of a family is a kingship and the emotions related to it. The family, apart from nurturing children, okay, involves itself in the process of socialization. And social is not a very uncommon word for you. You're studying in 8th standard. So you're repeating once again then. So socialization is a process involving to nurture the behavior of any family member. Okay, now let us go a little further deep into this. So what's the characteristics of a family? So you can see lot of pictures, colorful pictures on your screen there. Okay, so the first main headings of what you're going to study in this characteristics of family are, first one is family is universal. Okay, then next is it's a basic unit of all social activities. Okay, continuous responsibility and social accountability. Okay, bringing up and nurturing, teaches social behavior. Okay, it instructs the traditions. So look at the nice characteristics of a family. So a family definitely plays a very important role in the development of your any child or any members of the family there. Okay, let me take the first one. Family is universal. So why do you say its family is a universal? Okay, because it is found in all kinds of societies there. The families follow a fixed pattern in issues like marriage. Okay, you can see the picture there, nurturing, kingship, and property rights. Okay, that's the meaning of this family is universal. Second, it is a basic unit of all social activities, be it any activity, children there. So it is a basic, it is the one which teaches you everything there. For example, suppose you have to go out, a mother tells you have to wear your shoes or whatever it is there. So these are all taught, small things, how you're going to behave in a society is taught in a family there. Okay, and when during earlier times the family was sending its members to participate in the important activities of the local community, but now you can look at the complexity of social life there. I don't think any family members can go and do a work in a social institution. Okay, next, it's continuous responsibility and social accountability. Okay, the meaning of it, for example, is the family educates a child, okay, how to maintain itself with the cleanliness there. Okay, so when it, any person enters, any guest enters into your house, how to respect them. When elders in a family come to your house, okay, there are so many things that are taught in a family there. Okay, next, bringing up and nurturing. The family creates a basic rights and responsibility with regard to children. Okay, what does it do there? It gives them education. Okay, it teaches them sometimes, to take care of the elders of the family during the old age there. Many things are there. Okay, there also you can see a picture how that grandchild is along with his grandmother. So all this and all the grandmother's teaching. So all the responsibility and nurturing comes with the family. Teaches social behavior. So what is the social behavior? How the child has to behave in a society. Okay, the family teaches about the ways of interacting with elders and the peer group, we say. What do you mean the peer group? The same age group. Means it teaches so many things, which is bad, which is good, and in that it tries to control the children and bring them some discipline into their life. Okay, then it not only that, it teaches us so many other behaviors, like what? Friendship, with whom to behave, how to behave. Then it's given you freedom. Then security during a childhood and during adolescence period. It's a very, very crucial period in a child's life. Then the age between 10 to 16 or 17 years, you call as adolescence. There's a time the child tries to be little wavered in its activities and tries to get attracted towards other unwanted things, and there's a right time where a family comes there, supports the child there, and educates the child not to do anything there, and so many things are there involved. And now, right now, I think it's a 9th standard class there. I think children, you are all in adolescence age only there. So I think how much your family members will take care of you there. Okay, and even during adulthood and old age. Okay, next, the point that we're going to discuss is it instructs the traditions. So what do you mean by the traditions then? It teaches that grandparents make the first generation, how we have to respect them. Then it teaches you how to be yourself, behaving with the elders in the family there. Like this, it teaches basics of all the traditions there. So many things. I think when your grandfather comes to your grandfather, grandmother, or the grandparents come to your house, I think your parents would have taught you how to behave along with them. Okay, this is one of the things that we follow, the traditions of a family. Okay, I think you're seeing all the picture. It looks very colorful. You can see how the family is sitting and having their lunch or the dinner. Okay, the father, mother teaching the child there. Okay, so many things you can see in the picture. This is a depict so what are the characteristics of a family. Okay, next we'll go to the types of a family. So here on the screen you can see 4 pictures. Okay, you can see the wordings also there. It's a matriarchal family, patriarchal family, nuclear family, and joint family. Okay, so let's come detail into this family, the types of family. The first picture that you're seeing is a matriarchal family. You can see all the ladies sitting there. Okay, so here in a matriarchal family, everything belongs to a woman. Okay, the rights of the property pass on from the mother to daughter. And generally this type of family we don't see very commonly in India, but there's a family called as Nayars of Kerala which follows this. Okay, in a very simple way we can say that matriarchy means mother-centered family system. So everything is dominated by your mother here. And next is a patriarchal family. A typical Indian family, I may say patriarchal is just the opposite of a matriarchal. Here the dominating person will be your father or the male member of the family. Okay, and the property and other rights are centered around him. In this family system, the eldest son has a prominent role in religious ceremonies, and these kind of families, that's a patriarchal families, are were present, or even now also it's present in Greece, Rome, India, and China. Maybe right now there might be some changes here also, because mother is also going for a work there. Maybe she also has a control over the family there. Okay, now come back to your nuclear family. So this is a modern nuclear family, because most of them have gone a way higher or got separated from the other joint family, and as both the parents are working, so generally father, mother, they just try to come away from the joint family and try to establish their own family separately then. Okay, this family, okay, is called called as what the modern family also, and here father, mother, and unmarried children are members of it. The nuclear families have increased nowadays, I've told you, in the modern society. And here what happens there? The family is very small in size. It has simple social control, more freedom to its members, that most of you can see how the kids are given a lot of freedom there. Okay, favors modern technology and complexity. So these are the basic traits of what the nuclear family. But the next family that we come across is a joint family, which is just the opposite of a nuclear family. I think those days, you can see how that family will be with the grandfather, grandmother, the children, and the great grandchildren. I know it is really a very nice thing to see such a huge number of members in a family. And here very good, not very, the good things that we see here is they all share their food prepared in the same kitchen. Okay, it generally consists of a group of blood relatives, uncle, auntie, cousins. I know it's really very nice that during a family get together or a religious ceremony, it's really nice to see to be in a joint family. So what are the characteristics of a joint family then? Which is very interesting, very nice, but it's not commonly seen in the present modern society. So first let us take it is large in size. So when you see the picture itself, you can know that. So there are great grandfathers, grandparents, many are there. The child, the grandchild there. Okay, many are there. So it's a large in size. And secondly, which is very important is in a joint family, you have this coordination and cooperation. Though the eldest member supervises the family as a head, okay, he takes some decision by discussing with other members also in the family then. Okay, so division of work is very much seen in your joint family. Okay, next is residence and kitchen. When you come to that, so I've told it's a big family. Work is divided. There's a division of work there. So each and every member, particularly the female members, are given a task to work in your kitchen there. And here, what happens? It's a awesome sight to be seen there when you have a function like Diwali and all those festivals and all that. Okay, here though the members reside separately for various reasons, they sometimes try to associate with the main family in various religious rituals, festivals, and practices. So members here eat the food prepared in the same kitchen. Okay, next we come to your religion. Members of a joint family believe in the same religion and practice. Their worship and religious belief are very common in nature, and it's nice to see them together when you have these religious functions or when they try to adopt one particular kind of your worship. Next is self-sufficient unit. This you already know that. Okay, it satisfies all the needs of family members, be it any family member. Okay, it satisfies what all the needs of it, be a handicapped person, anyone. There's a social security there in this particular joint family. Next, structure and authority. Structure of authority. The senior members of the joint family are interested with authority and responsibility. The handling over of authority is based on seniority of the family. So like after father it goes the eldest son there. So what happened? There's seniority in your takeover of your joint family. So it's very interesting to see the characteristics of joint family then. Suppose you are in a joint family, definitely it's a blessing for you people then. Okay, so and these are the main characteristics of a joint family then. Okay, yes children, I think you have understood this small and a very interesting unit there. Okay, so next after this I think it's I've told you it's a very interesting chapter, and you'll be knowing many more things which I have not told you also there. So what happens, you have got an activity zone here. Given some activity for you, sit along with your parents, okay, and try to do this activity. First thing what you will do is you will stick a family picture of your family and write a few moments spent with a happy moment or any moment which you feel it's you can remember that. Okay, so that you can do it. Next, you can prepare a family tree of your family beginning with your great grandfather. You can see the picture of them. Okay, you can make, it's a very interesting thing. You can do it because you have a lot of holidays there. You can do that. Okay, next, very important thing. Okay, when your parents are in a relaxing mood, sit along with them. Okay, collect the information, tell them what is a nuclear family, what is a joint family, and try to gather information about the advantage and disadvantages of your joint and your nuclear family. Okay, and definitely you will enjoy doing this activity then. Okay, and I think I've justified this chapter by teaching you that. Hope you have understood that. So until my next video, bye, and thank you for watching it.